Would you like some tea and crumpets?
Because I certainly would.
Hello, everybody. Leapin' Leppin' here. How you doing? I'm doing just fine. So, what do we have here? Well, it's half of a rifle, as you can see. I can't get the whole thing in frame, but you might kind of know what it is just by looking at half of it. Yes, this is a Lee Enfield No. 4 Mark I. Yes, the famous World War II British rifle from World War II. There is a whole lineage on the Lee Enfield, going back all the way to the Lee Mefford. I believe they even had a, let's see, a Lee, Martini Lee, I believe, as well. It was basically a Martini Henry, neck down from 455, I believe, down to, I could be wrong, down to 303, which that's what this is. This is 303 British, or 7.7 millimeter. It is a No. 4 Mark I, as you can see by the end there. However, that said, yes, No. 4 Mark I. However, this is a No. 4 Mark I/3, aka a No. 4 Mark I Star that has been slightly modified. And when I say slightly modified, completely rebuilt from World War II rifles. And then, I assume, sent over to India. However, I am not 100% sure on this rifle. The bluing on it is hit and miss, but that's okay with me. The bolt acts as it should. Very quick and very agile. It does come with its 10-round magazine, as you can see here. Let me go ahead and, I don't like dry firing like that without anything in there, but that's alright. Let's see. Comes with a Mark II sight. And, of course, this sight here is missing its spring. That's its peep sight. Although I think a Mark I peep sight would work on here just fine. It goes all the way up to 1,300 yards. And you have your peep sight right here in the back for your averaging shooting experience. I think the Mark I Star, its biggest improvement to the Lee Enfield was the trigger system. Instead of being, I think the trigger was on the wood itself. Hey there, leaving left in here, post. So, No. 4 Mark I Star is different than the No. 4 Mark I due to the fact that the trigger is not attached to the stock like in the No. 4 Mark I. It is in fact directly attached to the trigger grouping. And the reason why they did this was to improve the trigger pull, because the No. 4 Mark I stock would actually warp over time, and that would affect the trigger pull. So thus, the No. 4 Mark I Star, better trigger, attached directly to the trigger group. Go ahead and open this bolt. Oh, another thing. With this bolt here, this bolt release, sorry for hitting you, instead of being back here to release it, you would release it up here. It's going to be kind of hard to do one-handed. Right there. Lift the bolt, release up, and pull your bolt out, and there's your bolt. Very simple system. Very simple system that works. The magazine does drop out. And this is a modified number number 1 Mark III. Something like this. From World War I. Yeah, it's just been slightly modified to fit into this number 4 Mark I. Yeah. So there's that. There's your bottom of it right there. Go ahead and put this back in. These are kind of tricky to put in. Let's see if I can get it on camera for you. I say tricky, they're really not that tricky. Just make sure you pat it in there so your bolt can go through. The bore on it is in very good shape. I wouldn't have bought it if it wasn't. And rounds for it are not exactly hard to find. And they're not exactly, there we go, cheap either. On this side, you have your safety here, which if you do that, it will not release the bolt. It locks it into safe. You have a FTR 1954, number 4 Mark 1/3. This was rebuilt in the 50s and assume taken to India, although I've heard that the number 4 Mark 1/3s stayed in Britain for training purposes. A very beautiful wood on it. Nice sight on the front. Still has its old bayonet lugs. There's that right there. I do have this piece here, but I took it off. Just, I didn't like the way it looked. Now, on the butt plate, it's brass. Beautiful brass. And yes, that can pop open. See that right there? That can pop open. So you can put your oil and all that in there. But overall, it is a beautiful, beautiful rifle. And I think I only paid $6.50 for it. Not bad for an older rifle. Now, when I was younger, in my early 20s, you could easily get these for $100, $200, $300, something like that. But those days are long gone. It is an awesome piece of history. If you know anything about the Lee Enfield, like I said, it started as the Lee Metford. They also had Lee Martini Lees or Lee Martinis. I'll correct that in post. And they are still going today. In fact, I think the Canadian Rangers just within the last 5 years got rid of their Lee Enfields. So those are probably going to go on the surplus market at some point. They'll probably be fairly cheap. Fairly cheap is going to depend on the tariffs. Since they were made in Canada, I'm pretty sure they're not going to come in that cheap. And, oh, by the way, this is a Savage build. The reason why I know that is because it's very faded, but there's an S there. So this was very likely built by Savage, sent over to Britain from the U.S., and then probably fought in World War II. Like I said, this is a 1954 rebuilt. Well, then again, this could be from a whole different rifle too. And then put in storage after rebuilt. Anyway, the long branches, Canadians, those are highly sought after because they have low use. They're not hard to find, but they are in excellent condition. You also have Australian versions, which I would love to have an Australian version. I'm just not going to pay $1,500 for one right now. I would love to have an Ishapur 2A1 though. That's basically a Lee Enfield, not the number 4 Mark 1. The number 1 Mark 3. In 7.62 by 51 NATO. So I would love to have one of those just because. But yeah, nice little rifle. But I got something else to show you. Now let's talk about the cartridge. The cartridge is 303 7.7. Finding it is not hard. However, it's also not cheap. Unless you get lucky like I did. This here is Greek Ball Mark 7Z 5-round clips with bandoliers. Lot number 27, HXP 71, 300 cartridges of 303 British. I got this for less than $200. I got very lucky. I found a forum on Reddit. They had a, yes, I venture into Reddit, I know. Somebody said, hey, go to this website. Went to a website. That website had it. I bought it. No problems. So, we are going to open this up. Because, hey, why not? This is what they call a spam can. Oh, boy, that is... Okay. We're almost to the prize. Okay. Woo. As you've seen, I got it. There we go. A little bit of rust there on the side, but they look dry. These are in bandoliers. Okay. So that's set one. Ooh, they smell like Cosmoline. 1, 2, 3. Oh, look at that. 4. Oh, sorry about that. 5, 6. That's a pretty box. I have to dedicate that to something. Now, I heard that these are in with the stripper clips. Interesting how they have these hooked. Oh, I can actually... Alright. Let's see. How do I... Okay. You just gotta bend the hook up. Bend the hook up and then it comes right out. And here they are. Staggered live rounds. Perfect. Man, those are in good shape. So you get 2 per bandolier. Or,
Charged battery fully charged. Unplug charger.
Thank you, phone. So you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 times, let's see, 300. So 10 each, 50. 50 times 6 is 300. So, yeah. Nice. Nice. That is awesome. Well worth it. Well worth it. So, this has been Leapin' Leppin'. Please comment, like, and subscribe. If you do subscribe, make sure to ring that bell, get notifications whenever I upload a new video. Leapin' Leppin'. I'll do a range days one of these days with this gun. It's going to be fun. See you guys then.